Well, here we go again. Today's sail is about 21 miles down to the next anchorage, which is called Punta Arenas. We've been on the move now every day of the last 4 days. Fortunately, just short hops so far. We're really desperate to make progress towards Punta Mala, which is the next major point that we have to round. And we're expecting to have to wait for a weather window for that one. Punta Mala translates to bad point in English, so let's hope it doesn't live up to its name. Today though, we hope to have a bit of wind and conserve as much diesel as we can for the next passage. First mate's very keen today. He's already on the bow taking the snubber off.
It's all about Punta Mala. It's all I've been hearing for the last few days. We need to get to Punta Mala. So we haven't really stayed in any anchorages for very long. Just arrived yesterday, today leaving again. So yeah, great. Didn't even have a chance to go ashore and have a margarita.
You just know as soon as we get to Punta Mala, it'll all be about leaving Punta Mala. No rest for Bohemia's weary crew here. Got boundless looking to get a head start, lifting their anchor a little bit early, just in case there's any racing going on.
Been given the best job again. Go to the front of the ship and keep an eye on floating trash. There's a lot of it, hundreds of pieces, plastic, wood, tires, you name it. I have no idea where that's coming from. Must be the Karens bringing it all round here. And we are not sailing, we are motoring, so we don't want anything wrapped around our prop. Attempt number 1.
Well, here's hoping. Try and give it 5 degrees. Maybe that was a bit premature, but I convinced myself the wind is going to come around and cooperate. Every time we set off on the last 3 sails, we said we're going to be motoring the whole way. And surprise, surprise, we had some thermals on our side. I'm just hoping they haven't left us already. Listen to that! The sound of silence. Even though...
Plus I'm busy scrolling, so I'm not talking.
Captain pulled that one off as well. Knows all the tricks. Sailing and crew management. Have you reached the bottom yet?
Still going.
We're really pinching now, but I'm trying to avoid putting in a tack and this point that's coming up. The wind is not really cooperating.
Well, one of us is pitching, not me.
I said pinching.
I think today we're not gonna escape that storm. That's gonna come way before we reach the anchorage. It's coming! Someone got here before the rain.
Well, everything was going just perfectly with the wind and the sailing and even the silence in the cockpit until that massive squall came up on us, and then everything just went to pot after that. We ended up motoring through the squall. We took the head sail in and reefed the main very heavily. There wasn't too much rain that hit us, so we could always see where we were going, and quite a bit of wind, about 27 knots. But now we're in and everything is right with the world again. Seas are calm and the anchorage looks great so far. This is going to be our staging post for the big hop around the corner. This is the third day straight that we've been on the road. We've arrived, we've slept, and we've gone. Just like every other day. We've got a lot of miles to cover before we get to this Punta Mala and into the Bay of Panama. But I'm really looking forward to getting there and slowing down a bit. The Pearless Islands in the Bay of Panama are supposed to be a real treat and a real highlight of the area. So bring them on. Today's hop is 60 miles, so although we got an early start, we should also have an early finish. And we are headed to the surfer town of Venao, which means it's going to be rolly as hell. Peter's just on the bow lifting the anchor, and we should be underway in less than 10 minutes. A speedy getaway is what the captain called for today.
Oh, I'm so tired. Literally, this is like our third day of non-stop. We arrive somewhere, we drop the anchor, we eat and we sleep, and then the next day we go. I had a revelation overnight. I think we are cruisers, not passage makers. We enjoy cruising, but we don't really like going every day somewhere. We still have about 200 miles to Panama City, and then I'm out. Okay. You know, I'll be in a city.
Seriously, I'm not even sure if this one's a passage maker. Every passage, he's out.
And proud. What is it gonna be today? 14 hours?
Hopefully 14 hours and an omelette. Maybe with some coffee.
It's 5:30 in the morning. Let the fun begin.
Thank you very much. Just what the captain ordered.
Bloody hell, I just bring the coffees and suddenly all the cells are coming out.
No rest for the wicked today. How's that trim? Looking good. Okay, coffee time. I'll let him sit down now. Well, the race is on. We got about 2 miles to go before we round this point ahead of us. And points like this, in our experience, always make the conditions worse, especially when you have a storm looming over you, which we have just on the horizon over there.
We set off this morning so early on purpose, thinking there's gonna be no squalls, no storms until late in the afternoon. It's like 6:30 a.m. and it's already here. The wind picked up from 5 knots already to 16, and I just hope we can make it past the point, and hopefully we can utilize this wind and sail. Right now it's on the nose and the sea is picking up. No good.
And on top of that, the captain hasn't even finished his morning coffee yet. Well, on this occasion, I think we managed to beat it. Bohemia 1, storm 0. But unfortunately, we're still motoring. We have about a knot of current, I would estimate, on the nose, and 15 knots of wind. So that's not ideal. I'm really hoping at least one of those things is going to change so we can start sailing.
So negative, isn't it? It's always something. I just live in this boat of negativity. Welcome to sailing negativity.
Well, it's just a great job that we have positive Pedro on board, as always, to lift our spirits, isn't it? And we're sailing! It finally happened! And we still have just over 38 miles to go, so hopefully we can sail the rest of the way there. That would be fantastic. That's definitely gonna get us. I'm gonna lather up with shampoo in preparation. Best prepare. We're hoping to keep the most important part of this boat dry. Doesn't matter that we can't see where we're going. Boundless are on watch for us. Oh, I'm prepared. I took my t-shirt off. Great weather for rinsing. Plenty of water for that. I spent a bit of a slog for both of us this sail, but the last 15 miles the wind really came through, and we're really hoping that we can sail all the way into the bay now. Out of 60 miles, nearly 60 miles, we have motor sailed 3/4 of the way, which isn't terrible considering the forecast called for maximum of about 5 knots of wind. So as it goes, not too bad, but we're both looking forward to being there.
Are we there yet? This passage is never ending. We've been motoring and motoring and motoring. Drives me crazy.
Yeah, it really must be the motoring that does that. See what I got to work with here. He's been threatening to walk off the whole passage as well. Still needs a bit of practice on that one though. I think I'm stuck with him for now.
One day soon.
Another few more hours of motoring and he'll be there.
Oh my god, finally we are here. Quite challenging anchoring actually. It's all like 30 feet right here, but then it goes to 5 really quickly. I think we have to drop it very close to Boundless's ours.
Well, there he goes. He hasn't quite perfected the walking off bit, but paddling off, not a problem at all.
Well, this was very short-lived. Very nice little pit stop, but apparently it's time to go again. Finally, the weather is looking semi-decent and we're gonna be rounding the notorious Punta Mala on our way to the Las Perlas Islands. And you know what that means? Once we get to the Las Perlas, we are only 35 miles away from Panama City. Yay! And no more overnighters and no more long sails. So very excited about that. This place is nice little surf town, but we didn't get up too much. We were just resting and watching the weather, as you do.
Our mainsail is starting to show its age and sagging a little bit, which is affecting its furling when it's inside the mast. So we're getting a few more jams when we roll it out. Sadly, I think it's coming to the end of its useful life.
I hope he's not going to start talking about me like that one day. Bet you any money that he will.
Kindest thing to do is replace him at this point.
We had to put him down.
That's what he would have wanted. Well, it's a great start. We're 5 minutes out of the anchorage and the engine is already off. I wasn't expecting it to be quite this good. We have a unique opportunity today to round this next point here, Punta Mala, with wind in our favor. Normally this is another one of those zones where the Caribbean trade winds just funnel through the Bay of Panama and round this point. But today at least we have the wind with us.
It's a 95-mile hop today, so another overnighter, and I just hope that this wind is gonna stay. I'm ready, I pre-cooked, buttoned down the hatches, so come what may.
Hopefully this will be our last overnighter for a while as well. We can get some rest and maybe even a little bit of marina time if the first mate behaves himself.
Did he say marina? Did he really say marina? Yay! You know, as my friend says, a lot of people wish me fair winds and following seas. Well, it's all about quiet marinas and good margaritas. That's the new motto from now on.
That's right. I think our budget could stretch to one night in a marina around here. I'll have him scrubbing the deck, and before you can say first mates for justice, we'll be out of there. We're really pinching now.
Well, one of us is bitching, not me.
Special thanks in this episode go to our latest patrons for keeping Bohemia's crew sailing 3 sheets to the wind. Thank you to Leah and Armand from Monterey, California, who are preparing their Dufour 43 for grand cruising adventures to come.
Champagne for everyone.
Thank you so much, and here's to you. If you've been enjoying our episodes and want to keep the captain bitching and the first mate doing what he does best, then follow the link on screen to find out more.